Pickett. That'll be taken in there by Miles Boykin. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. To the air on first down with Pickett. Pass complete. George Pickens with it. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43. A nice completion there for the first down. And, Charles, you think about the quarterbacks of recent vintage that have been thrust into action week one. It's no guarantee of future success, but we sure have seen some good ones.
We certainly have, partner. How about Joe Burrow with the Bengals in 2020? He was excellent. Kyler Murray with the Cardinals. The best part about his game, has his team run the brink of the playoffs. And Deshaun Watson has won division titles after having started from day one.
Now a first down carry for Harris. And he's able to carve out about 6 there, down to the 37.
They've created a nice sustained drive off of plays like that. A nice strong run there that keeps them advancing the ball.
Six yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. They run again with Harris. And he gets it down to the 32. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. A couple of nice carries back-to-back here, establishing the ground game a bit.
Yeah, these aren't bare-bones runs now. I mean, they're getting substantial yardage, the kind of yards you're looking for, right? Let's go ahead and use a cliche. Stay ahead of the change, right? 5 or more yards each time, that's what you're looking for in setting a tone and getting your offensive line going.
Good sign on the opening drive.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back there and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Pickett. On the throw, led him too much that time. It's incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. When you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
The 22 is the line to gain here on 3rd down. Now Pickett. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 12-yard line. A sizable 16-yard chunk there. The drive continues. This is shaping up to be a really nice-looking drive to get the season underway here.
And how long do you think that they actually have been plotting this drive? I'm talking about the coaching staff, right? They've been thinking about this for a while now, and I think they're executing it even better than what they expected.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Harris running straight ahead. And here he'll get it down to the 7. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. They hand this off to Harris. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. 7 yards on the pickup there, and now they've got it 1st and goal. The impressive opening drive continues, and just space being created by those guys up front.
We're seeing this the same way, aren't we? We are seeing an offensive line as this game gets started, as it starts to unfold, that they are dominating the line of scrimmage.
Harris will score. Touchdown, Steelers. And that caps off what was really a balanced opening drive for them, Charles. They work in the rushing game and the aerial attack, and they end it with a touchdown.
Strong in so many ways, wasn't it, partner? Their ability to throw it and run it and accomplish their goal, they've got to like the way that they started this ball game.
So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Burrow and the Bengals with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
12, 12, 12. 11, 90. 11, 90. Stop.
Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. They're passing here. Joe Burrow. Open receiver. That's Hayden Hurst, the tight end. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31.
Well, partner, that's the start that you want right there. And you know he spent the entire offseason throwing hundreds, I'd probably say thousands of passes, getting ready for that moment. The first throw of the new season. He's dreamed about it, thought about it, and now it's out of the way.
Yeah, 1 for 1. A lot more to go. Here's Burrow. And that is incomplete.
And that's exactly what defenses talk about. You've got to find ways to get off the field when you can, especially on 3rd down. And 3rd down defense going to be vital in this game. Able to knock that one away and force a 4th down.
Punting now is Huber as he sends it away. Here's Austin. That'll go as a punt of 34 yards that time. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And, Charles, nothing like squaring off with a division opponent, a division rival in Week 1. Do you like that they are matching up this early, or would you prefer a game like this be a few weeks down the road?
I actually like the early matchup for a few reasons, Brandon. First of all, it allows you to see that in the entire offseason and know, hey, right out of the gate, we're playing a division game. Second part is it spreads them out a little bit. If you just have them all bunched up at the end of the year, that's not as much fun watching teams try to survive that gauntlet when you do have injuries down the stretch. And last but not least, let's face it, we're TV people. What a great game to sell right out of the gate.
Pickett now on 1st down. That's complete to the former Aggie, Jay Sternberger. And he's finally taken down, and it's a big gain there on what will turn out to be the final play of this 1st quarter. So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 as they're down to the 29-yard line. Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line.
Good Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
2nd and 9. Pickett back to throw. And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line. There for the sack, B.J. Hill.
Yeah, some real defensive resistance there. Saying not so fast to a good drive. Then march to the end zone the last time out.
Pickett and the Steelers in need of a big play here. 3rd and long after the sack. They'll set up a throw. A solid run of 11 there as he tucked it and ran, but he's still short of the marker, and it's 4th.
I thought he did a pretty good job there to get back what he could, but let's face it, that sack on 2nd down, talk about throwing a wrench into the works. He certainly did.
Yeah, he did everything he could there, trying to pick up some positive yardage, and he did, but not enough. So that one on target, and it adds to this first half lead.
And maybe we're too early to worry too much about 1-score lead, 2-score lead, etc. But this is where you kind of start banking those points that come in helpful later on.
From the 6. And he won't quite make it to the 25. The Bengals drive about to get going. It hasn't gone particularly well for them. That's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe you hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of the way. Don't cause any extra stress on your offense.
From the 30 on 2nd down. Burrow, and he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. First catch of the new season for him, and he picks up the first.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver trying to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
And if there was a lane there, it closed up quickly as he stopped for no gain. 2nd down. He can rack up those tackles in bunches in the run game from that middle linebacker spot.
And what he has to do is make sure he congratulates the guys in front and tells them thanks a lot, because as the guy in the middle, the Mike linebacker, you're counting on your front 3, your front 4, if you're up 5.
And Burrow going to be hit and taken down. They got him. T.J. Watt causing the disruption. He gets the sack.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
Done.
So that'll leave Burrow and the Bengals with a 3rd and long after that sack we just saw. Now back to throw. Being chased out left. That is caught by Lamb. It'll be a pickup of 16, but they'll remain short of the marker, and it's 4th down.
There's another example where defensive coaches constantly preach, not allowing any run after the catch. They gave up a few more yards than they wanted to, but they were able to get him down quickly and force a 4th down.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action.
Here we go.
Fourth down. Here's Joe Burrow. He's going to have his running back. It's complete. And he is going to have the Bengals first down as they wind up getting 13 there on 4th down. The conversion is successful with a sizable gain of 13, and the decision to go for it looks like a smart one.
11 MT tight. 11 MT tight. 11, 11, 11. 11, 11, 11, 11.
First down. Here's Burrow. They're looking for Lamb, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Carl Joseph. And now off to the races down the right side. And he brings this one back. It's a pick six for a Steeler touchdown. Extra point now by Boswell. And he atones for his miss the first time around as this one is up and good to extend their lead. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. This one fielded at the 5. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
They will throw on first down with Burrow. This goes out wide for Mixon. The result, only 4 yards there on the play, and it's second down.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
As a coaching staff, you can call just about whatever you want because you understand you have guys who reliably take away those massive shots downfield. You're not as worried about giving up the big one.
On 2.
So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Burrow will throw. A throw for Boyd, but it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Miles Jack. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. An unfortunate sequence there, trying to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they weren't able to capitalize on it, and that's something that could come back and haunt them later. They're begging their defense now to keep them from scoring before the half ends.
Call that a very strong gain of 24. On 1st and 10, it's Pickett. And this is incomplete with a clock showing just 3 seconds left.
Well, sometimes the defense just beats you. Great coverage from the secondary, all of them in the proper position. So instead of trying to throw into tight coverage, he found a way to throw it away and come back and try again the next down.
So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
It's a new season, so both of these coaching staffs likely making plenty of adjustments after that first half of football. So for the call of the second half here in Week 1, we go back to Brandon and Charles.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. We'll see if Week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. Fielded right around the 8, and he's going to be out of bounds. Here's the run back. We'll leave him shy of the 20-yard line.
Offline, ready?
The Bengals drive about to get going. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here, don't they?
Yeah, they're down big right now. So as you mentioned, trying to find something to string together, get some consistency, something sustained, maybe calm their whole team down and find a way to get back in this one.
Yeah, because right now you're down big, you're being shut out. Let's see if this is the drive that kind of kickstarts them. Mixon with a first down carry. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. That ground game contained again there, Charles, and that's really a big reason that they're trailing right now.
They give a lot of credit to that defensive front. That's exactly what they worked for all week, to try and take away the run game, make them one-dimensional. In the battle of game plans, theirs has been superior.
From the 45 on 2nd down, Burrow. And now Burrow going to be intercepted yet again. Levi Wallace with a pick. And the Steelers are going to have the football here at their own 35-yard line.
Well, I think everyone who's watching was certainly hoping to see things get a little bit better for them in this half, weren't we? But it was a downright miserable first half. This carried over with an interception to begin the second half. That's a defeated offense right there. And there's still a lot of game left. I don't think that's the last turnover we're going to see today, partner. Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Now here's another carry for Harris. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. 54 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
Off play action, Pickett. Throw left side, going to be taken in by Harris. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 12 yards that time, but a Pittsburgh first.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
Pickett. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Trayvon Diggs. And the Bengals are going to get the football here as he gets this up to the 38-yard line. That's not one that he's going to want to remember, but he had to get it out of the way at some point. His first career interception.
And if he's the guy that they think he is, he's not laughing it off, but he's also not going to let it affect him as the game proceeds. He's going to go back out there, still be the same confident kid, the reason that they drafted him, and go out and play.
Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it 2nd down. Another modest gain there on that one, and I think, Charles, you can probably pin part of the deficit on a failure on their part to really get this ground game established.
Yeah, and they've really struggled to be multidimensional in this one, haven't they, partner? Because they have to be extremely one-dimensional now if they hope to get back into this game. They'll have to do it by throwing the football and hope that.
And Burrow going to be hit and taken down. They got him. That's big Cameron Hayward adding another sack to his career total.
Cameron Hayward is the heart and soul of the Pittsburgh defense year after year and was an All-Pro for the 3rd time in 2021 after putting up 10 sacks.
So that'll leave Burrow and the Bengals with a 3rd and long after that sack we just saw. They'll drop to throw. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. That time, multiple defenders getting pressure, and it's a loss of 6. Here's Kevin Huber now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Now Austin. So a change of possession here on the punt, and out will come the offense as they take over. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the third quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Another try after the first down sack. Pickett. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Trayvon Diggs. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line. Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the third quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is a team that just threw that complacency and thinking this game is over.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down.
Well, partner, they've certainly played up to their top 10 defensive ranking this week. They've stifled this opposing offense throughout this game. This contest is now lopsided because of their efforts, and there's still a quarter to go.
Burrow looking to pass. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. It's Devin Bush, the linebacker, who picks it. And the Steelers are going to have great field position here as this is returned just shy midfield. And right about now, you start to think, and maybe they're starting to think, gosh, maybe points aren't going to happen for us in this game.
Well, it's a thought that is worth having because so far in this game, this defense has not just had the upper hand. They've appeared to be a step ahead, maybe even 2 steps, to everything they've done. They've had an answer for everything this offense has thrown at them.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They start near midfield following the interception as they begin 1st and 10. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Pickett in trouble, and down he goes. Trey Hendrickson showing off his pass rush repertoire that time.
No question, that was needed by the defense because they're already trailing by a couple of scores. They had to get off the field without allowing another one. That sack on the first play, that may have derailed this drive.
Let's go.
We are through 3 quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. Now that after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. Pickett will look to throw it here. And this one is incomplete.
I know conventional wisdom says, hey, don't get it all back in one play. But sometimes you go ahead and try to. They tried to get it all back on that one. Weren't able to do so.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he comes back with one complete. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48. Another completion there, and you think about the draft back in the spring. He's selected in the 1st round, getting the start here, as we mentioned, in week 1. It's got to be quite a whirlwind for a young quarterback.
Absolutely, because going in the 1st round, people are going to clamor for you to be the starter right away, but many teams want you to get your feet wet first, maybe just kind of hang out behind a veteran starter. In this case, though, he ascended right to the top role, and I know he's excited about the opportunity.
Here we go.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And whatever promise they showed in the preseason has not translated into week one because they have not been particularly competitive here at home, no less. So these fans just kind of beside themselves right now. That one goes for 24 yards. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now it's Burrow. He'll drop this one down to Mixon. Short completion, just 4 yards, and that'll make it 2nd down. You got the big lead defensively, willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
11 MT, 11 MT.
On 2nd down, here's Mixon. Always got some breathing room. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. They'll get 14 on that one. Good for a Bengal 1st down.
11 mighty. 11 mighty.
Now Burrow. Pressure comes, and the Steelers take him down. Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders.
Well, it's obvious, but I can't help but say it here. It's never a good day when the opposing defense has more sacks than you have points. The win seems likely,
here we go.
But this defense is still playing for something here. They see that 0 on the scoreboard, and they don't want that to change.
11 MT, tape. Oh, stop.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Burrow. And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
This offense so far on 3rd down, a pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 17.
11, 11, 11. 11 Thomas.
Now it's Burrow. And he's going to be brought down here in the backfield. Alex Highsmith making a nice play and getting the sack.
We all know he's one of the better quarterbacks in the league, but definitely not today. His team trailing by multiple touchdowns and a late sack, just a parting gift from the defense for him to take back to the locker room with him.
Here we go. It's Burrow on 4th down. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. The Bengals try it, but it doesn't work out. And the Steelers, they're going to take over an excellent field position.
Here we go, here we go.
To the air on 1st down with Pickett. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete. The incompletion there stops the clock. Any surprise they're throwing here late?
Ordinarily, yes, because you would think enough is enough. They've got plenty of lead, but I've seen this a bunch of times as well. The defense is going to crowd the line of scrimmage. If you just hand it off inside, you're getting your running back popped a lot as well. Sometimes the defense dictates it. If they're going to crowd it, you may have no other choice but to throw it downfield.
Meanwhile, Pickett's throw here taken in by Boykin. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. They've got a 3rd down now as they look for one more 1st down to help salt this one away. Pickett, he'll look to throw it. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining.
This is a little hard for me to compute because I'm watching sack after sack happen, but somehow they're still behind in the game. I would expect all of this defensive pressure to translate to them taking a lead, and thus far, it hasn't happened. Time's winding down. They don't want to waste this type of performance from these ace pass rushers.
Well, they can probably live with that with this late lead in the 4th quarter. That's one of the few things that's gone wrong.
You're exactly right. This one was well in hand. That kick there was more for cosmetics, you know, to add to their score. Not getting it, that shouldn't harm them at all.
The Bengals drive about to get going. He will find his man Chase complete. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. An ideal beginning of the drive there as they'll get 20 and a first down.
Nice game there, partner, but you and I both know that won't do anything for the final score. They're not going to win this one. Right now they're playing for pride and fantasy points.
And just to erase that goose egg, nobody wants to be shut out. On 1st and 10, Joe Burrow. This is caught. It's Boyd. Touchdown. Tyler Boyd, 33 yards. And the Bengals are finally into the end zone here in this fourth quarter. And it's no good. No, he misses the extra point, and our score stays right where it is. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And checking the timeouts, they do have 2 defensively, but no real need to use them as they're not going to be able to stop the clock after that. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call a timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get him behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. And going deep downfield for Boykin. And he will step out of bounds here inside the 30. Okay, so roughing the passer, and I've got to imagine that's the last thing you want to see week 1 as your quarterback taking an unnecessary hit.
I think you're exactly right about that. You hate it any week, but boy, are you on target. This is, just depending on him to take him through 17 games, so you definitely can't let him get hurt right now.
To the sideline, wow, what a catch. Doesn't get a lot out of it, but he is able to keep the feet in bounds. It'll be a gain of 5, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Was that a receiver? Yeah, actually it was. There's a running back who was a receiver on the play. Ikey's been spending time in the receiver drills getting his feet down.
Well, those guys out of the backfield, they got to be good, agile with their feet. He showed the agility there with a toe tap.
No doubt about it. It's like he'd run the ballet school. Got the toes down and stayed in bounds.
Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here. 3rd and 5. A little risky there when you roll out of that pocket right like you did. You complete the pass, but you don't get anything out of it.
But how many times have we seen when a quarterback exits out of the pocket, doesn't matter whether they go left or right, the defense loses its leverage, right? There's a little chaos back there, and receivers come open. Great discipline on that play. They didn't let that happen and held it to no gain.
Pickett. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked up by Jesse Bates. And the Bengals are right back in this football game. Now with that interception, you feel like we got a ball game again. Remember, 2-score contest and still time left here in the 4th.
And in the old days, not too long gone either. Throwing the ball here would have been an absolute no-no, but the way the game's played now, throwing it makes sense. You just have to be careful when you put it in the air.
Now, this was not just the opener of a brand new season, but this was a